The purpose of this project is for us to collect coral fragments and colonies, whole colonies, for the first living coral gene bank in the Bahamas. We got to this point because a lot of corals in the Bahamas are dying from various diseases, from bleaching and from stony coral tissue loss disease. We're here to collect the corals that are most susceptible to stony coral tissue loss disease and preserve them for future generations, for restoration projects, and for research. The fragments and colonies that we're collecting, they're useful for us because we're planning to spawn them, to hold them, just to preserve those genetics. So we want to get corals from different areas around the Bahamas so that we can have some type of genetic diversity when we plan to spawn and to outplant them.
It's amazing. I mean, really, traveling the ocean constantly and, snorkeling and scuba diving and seeing these things and just not really knowing too much about them and getting to learn from the scientists and watch what's going on and how we're planning on saving the corals. And yeah, I thought it was really interesting, like when they, you harvest a piece of coral and you just cut off a little piece of it and reconnect it, and it grows 10 times faster than it did before, which is incredible. Going down to the Danger Reef, and right when we pulled up, just the reef sharks just showed up immediately, and it's 70, 80 feet deep, and you can see the bottom just clear as day. That was awesome. And then watching them harvest the coral and do their thing underwater, taking their notepads, and that was cool. I enjoyed that.
The crew was amazing. They're so sweet, they're so helpful, and that's rare to find. People who are interested in science, but they're still here to work along with you to make sure that the work that you're doing goes along easier. And their energy, it's really exuberating. It pulls you in to make you more excited about the work that you do, because you're teaching them as well as working along with them. And it was just an amazing experience.
And it was nice hosting you guys, like, from Perry and SeaKeeper, and typically just charter guests, and, we're all buttoned up and yes, sir, yes, ma'am, and all that. I don't know how to explain it otherwise, but it was nice. It was nice doing something like that and giving back a little bit too.
At the end of this project, my hope is for us to be able to take these corals and spawn them in the lab, grow hardier corals, to be able to plant them out in the ocean again to rebuild our reefs. Working with SeaKeepers and working on a vessel of this size, it allowed us to have more space to work on. It allowed for easier flow of a work environment, and we were able to have more capacity. So on smaller vessels, we would only be able to fit maybe 1 or 2 coolers without impeding workflow of the people surrounding you. On this one, we were able to maximize the space that they had on the boat.
So Matt Sawyer, the owner of Norma, he's been coming down to the Exumas since 2005. It's literally his favorite place to cruise. And so, he was excited to do this particular trip. I know he's been wanting to be part of the SeaKeepers and trying to, we're trying to be more environmentally conscious on the boat, and he's learning a lot, as we are, and to give back to the ocean, as it's given us so much, and he's just, I'm very proud to work for the guy.
Thank you so much, SeaKeepers, for everything that you've done for us and for hooking us up with a vessel that can help us with our scientific work.